Hello everyone, welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Mr. Nisith Naik, who is the founder of Centra Hub CRM. Hi Nisith, welcome to ELI.
Hey, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
To start with, I would request you to introduce yourself to our audience and tell a little bit about Centra Hub CRM. What kind of venture it is?
Okay. Centra Hub is mainly a company which focuses on the problems of customers, a journey that a customer goes through in an organization. So we solve the problem. So there are two aspects of the problem which an organization goes through, like there are external customers and internal employees. So how do you connect to ensure that you give the best possible solution using the CRM and the business process management and the human capital management? Is the area of focus that we look at, and that's where we focus on our solutions. So when you look at our solutions, we talk about a journey where a prospect or a possible opportunity that comes in, and how that journey of that customer is taken through the whole cycle of them becoming our customers. That we give perfect maintain rather perfect SLAs to manage these customers very effectively. One, and the second thing is, how do you ensure that the customer retention is maintained and the customer service is being taken care? And at the same instance, when you're talking about the customer, it's very important to look at the employees and the assets in our organizations, which are also very crucial. So how do you go through the journey of an employee to an employee, what do you call an exit? So these are the two areas that we focus on. So one side, we ensure that the customer, and the other side, we look at our employees. And these two ensure that the customer is always happy and he keeps coming back to us at all times. So that's the solutions we offer. So basically, we have Centra Hub CRM, which focuses on the customer journey part of it, and the Centrahub HCM that focuses on the employee journey in the organization. So, and these two are integrated, and we provide a solution, and we integrate with third-party applications where we integrate with financial systems of the best in the world, and we provide an end-to-end solution. So that's how Centra was built. So that's the idea behind Centra.
Got you. Just curious. So typically, what I have seen is the CRMs typically connect with payment systems. They connect with service systems, support desks. But very rarely, I have seen a connection between the HRM and CRM. So would like to know what is the link between these two systems, and what are the different data points that flow back and forth between these systems.
It's basically okay. Let me take you through because when you have a customer journey, you have these SLAs, and these SLAs are managed by our people who are our employees. How do you manage them effectively to ensure that they keep these data points and these SLAs intact with our customer service to ensure the customer service is at the best? Yeah, and our customers keep returning to us, and these SLAs go into your employee system where you have your HCM, where you actually take them through the whole cycle, and you have your appraisal systems based on their points, targets, KPIs. So we look at the performance of the customer at the same time we employee. So our HCM system covers everything from recruitment, compensation, payroll. You have trainings, appraisals. So all the modules are available. So as I said, so these are the data points that we connect on. So because these are the same employees who actually serve your customers. So it's very important that taking care of customers and taking care of employees, both are equally important for an organization to really thrive through. So that's the area of focus. However, these are modular. It's not necessary that someone goes with everything, but yes, this is the area we focus. So people can gradually take one part of the solution, implement it, then possibly add on the second part to create a value system around. So that's exactly how we actually emphasize our solutions to all our customers.
So that brings me to my next question. Who are the typical customers for a solution that is so, or should I say, which industries do we focus? Because the solution looks like very industry focused solution. So what kind of industries?
Okay, so specifically, see what we've tried to build as an application is a platform. So what really happens is when you build a platform, you are making that platform. And when I build a platform, I try to build a no-code platform where everything is basic customization or parameterization. So uh, we can cater to any industry of business. However, we focused on a few industries like real estate sales, leasing, facilities management. Then you talk about automotives, where you have your sale of automotive solutions, and then you have your garage or possibly any services that you talk in an automotive. Then we focus on education, we focus on project management. There are quite a lot of solutions that we focused on, and we have customers across 17 cities across the world in about 8 countries. And we talking about close to about 2000 customers today, where we have focused on our solutions. They've been successfully using these solutions. So this is the area.
What type of geographies and from a enterprise size point of view, do we go after mid market or big
Yeah, okay.
enterprises?
Our biggest, I'll tell you a sweet spot where we serve our customers is not so large and not so small. So we in the SMB segment, which is our strength, where people need a lot of automation today, but have budget constraints, and that's one area where we focus on because our solutions are open to automation. So we provide automation to an SMB segment, which actually is the growing market today, and which is possibly, I would say, close to about, if you look in numbers, which is close to about 60-70% of the market. So that gives us a big advantage, and that's our focus. And that's where we actually focus on for all our opportunities.
And which all geographies do you go after?
As far as geographies is concerned, we have customers, of course, across India. We have customers in Middle East. That's all cities in the Middle East, being the likes of UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Muscat, and we have customers in Kenya, that's in the East Africa. We have quite a lot of customers in Far East, that's Singapore and Malaysia, and we have customers in North America and Canada. So this is where our customer base, and incidentally, we move through partners. So Centra has a partner which has its locations in all these zones, which and the countries that I've just listed, and they sell, and we be the technology partner for them, and we help them sell, implement, and we continue to support them to ensure that the customer continues to be with us.
Uh, is it a plug and play solution like HubSpot where you just sign up and get started, or is there a high level of customization involved where you are required to handle the client before?
Okay, so when you're looking at possibly a standard application, which you call a standard application in senses where I just need fixed things, it is just a plug and play application. But what really happens is that we've learned over the years that every organization, they may start with a plug and play, but as they move on, their dynamic business processes change and they need customizations. And when I say customizations, I don't mean development. This is purely parameterizations and creating fields, page layouts, and very simple concepts which any user can do. So in such case, yes, they need a little bit of work to be done when they go to the next level. However, and you can have partners or possibly the product is so open that even the user can do those changes. So it's as simple as that. And it's a no code. So you don't need a coding knowledge for that. You can directly start working on the application and do your customizations yourself.
And tell us a little bit on the revenue model, like how do we charge to our clients? Is it on a SaaS
Uh,
model or is it
yeah,
no?
yeah, we sell on SaaS, but the only difference between the other products and our products is on the SaaS, we have two models again. One is we deploy SaaS on the cloud where the customer can just go sign in. But what we found is the major, many customers of ours who are possibly, I would say, large customers, they don't intend to be on the public cloud and they want to be having a cloud of their own and they want us to deploy the solution there. So we have termed this term called SaaS in-prem. Yeah,
Uh,
in-premise customers tenants. So we do sell SaaS in cloud as well as SaaS in prem. So both options are available. However, the subscription model is SaaS only. It's annual that the customer pays, but we have the deployment in both models, and we have multiple customers in, I would say, our 60% customers are SaaS and prem, and that's our bigger advantage.
Got it. Now, tell us about the journey and the story of building this venture. Basically, your entrepreneurial journey. Tell us how a little bit about your background pre-entrepreneurship. How different events led to entrepreneurship.
Okay. How this happened was, okay, I'm a basically a BE computer science.
Mhm.
That's my educational background. And I happen to be from a business family. And incidentally, I was more inclined towards information technology when it was at a boom in the 90s. So that's when I was more keen to, because I'd done my BE computer science, it naturally took me in that direction. And incidentally, I became a part of a group called Focus Softnet. And I joined them in the year 2002 to head the Middle East region.
Mhm.
And when I joined in there, we were marketing ERP solutions. And when we were doing these ERP solutions, ERP was a boom in the year 2000, and it was a big thing. And we incidentally grew very huge. In the year 2016, we had an opportunity where we saw that the market is actually deviating a little, and actually the concentration is going to go to the next level where the not only the ERP but the operations, the customer, and the employees are going to be more focused on. So that's when we created Centra. It happens to be a part of the same group of Focus Softnet. And we created Centra as a company, which will focus only on these two products. And Focus would continue to help to sell because they have their large footprint across the world. And that's exactly how our journey started. And that's how we built this application to make it more scalable, flexible, and competable in the market. So when we started the 2016 journey, we embarked on a two-year program where we said 2 years we build the application. In the next 2 years, we monetize the application to ensure that we start selling this and possibly start making some kind of a money.
Mhm.
And in the next 2, 3 years, we start growing this exponentially. So 2018 was the year when we actually got the product ready. And by the time we got launched, it was 2019. And
Mhm.
instantly then came the COVID 2020. So we lost 1 year.
Right.
However, in 2021, we monetized our solution. In 2020 and 21, we monetized our solution.
Mhm.
And 22, 23 are the years of growth, exponential growth. And we've acquired, as I said, close to 2,000 clients now in the last about 2.5 years.
Mhm.
So that is one big gain that we've made, and we are actually as per the plan. So possibly the next 3, 4 years are going to be very huge, is what we look at.
Got you. So, just curious, when you pitch your solution to the client, so client is exploring many CRM applications out there, and probably they'd be also seeing but the likes of Salesforce and HubSpot, and they also offer the both the things, the CRM and HCM solution. So,
Of course.
how do you differentiate? What do you say to your client? Why they should choose you instead of these giants?
Okay. See, again, when I started, I mentioned a term called CRM. And above that, as I said, we built a platform, right? And on the platform, we have built something called a business process management. So it is just not about CRM where you just manage your leads. So once a lead is done, then what are you doing? Because there are internal business processes also that are happening across the CRM, and they are happening in a different solution. So what we brought on this is that we connected these two and created a business process management system also on this. So what happens is you get a value addition of using the CRM, at the same time supporting the customer and internally managing their processes internally to ensure that the services are provided on time and they are not as alien to islands of solution which don't talk to each other, and you have a compromise of information. So BPM is one of the biggest value addition that we provide as a part of our CRM tool, which is a tool that we give as a part of the system. which is a very big value add to any business. So there are a lot of customers who use a lot of functionalities of our BPM across our CRM system, which is a very big value addition which they have, which many CRM which are just standard, I would say, uh, possibly a plug and play CRM would not offer a business process management system, because
Mm,
that's very open to customization and flexible, and it's dynamically has to be scalable, because processes do evolve with time in organizations. And is your product evolving along with it, or it's just stuck somewhere where you're supposed to change the product every 2 3 years? So anybody who sees our system looks at a long-term view, because nobody wants to change a system every 2 3 years. So they really look at a solution which is on a long term. So that's where we come in and we value add. So that's the area of focus that we look at, and that's our pitch and a USP that we talk
gotcha.
about.
Got you. So now coming back to our timeline view of the venture. So so you said for the first 2 years you were just building the product, and then the selling part came. So for the first 2 years, how did you fund the operations? Like for building the application, you would need the developers and
Yes. So
the
we were
engine.
funded by our company. As I said, Focus Softnet was the organization which had already this was a part of that group. So they funded it for the first 2 years. I happened to be a regional CEO for Middle East there. So
Mhm.
2016, I moved on to Centra to start this small little venture, which is our baby now, and we're trying to build this and build it. So Focus invested in it to start with, and as we moved on, Focus also has a marketing rights to this in most of the countries. So they sell for us on a revenue sharing basis, where there is a very clear partnership model defined. They sell, and we ensure that we help them sell, support, implement, deploy, and support the system at all times. So the initial years were, yes, a little tough, but yes, we had a lot of support from our parent organization. So the funds were never a problem.
Any pivots that you made along the way to make it product market fit or
Oh
anything?
yeah, there were a lot of we learned, see, because we had a lot of experience in the field of financials, because we are into the ERP market, and we knew the gaps
Mhm.
considerably very clear, because we I was into selling and servicing, or possibly supporting ERP solutions for close to about 25 years. So we really knew the gaps in the business. So what really happens is, how when you're doing an ERP, you're talking about your business, how are you maintaining your books, your processes. But there was very genuine gaps about where the customer relationship comes in play, and where we were not able to focus on. So these were very clear gaps that we knew. And incidentally, that's the area that we focused on. However, the industry by then had a lot of CRM products. So what we did is, I'm sure we got a lot of ideas from there as well. But at the same instance, the gaps that we identified helped us a lot. And we built our solution with, in conjunction with the actual CRM that the market requires, plus fulfilling those gaps. So that gave us a lot more value addition, because of the experience that we had in this industry. And we knew our customers, because Focus as a group has close to about more than 30,000 customers. So, and again, across the world. So incidentally, we knew every market, the way they do their business, how differently they did their business, how their business evolved over the years, and what were the gaps that came into their business, and how we grew to fulfill those gaps. So we had learned that process over the years, and we had kept documenting all the time on the gaps. So that helped us a lot when we were building the solution. So we tried to plug in many of those situations to ensure that, yes, we fulfill them. And when we tried to show something to a client, they were very excited, because when they see a solution to a problem, there are quite a lot of problem statements a customer has. And their main focus is just not using a CRM. Are my problems being solved
Mm,
by using the CRM, which is a very, very important scenario.
right.
And with the help of this process management, we were solving those problems. So we do proof of concept to our customers, like if they want us, and we can possibly do a proof of concept in about a week's time, show them exactly how these problems can be solved. And if I'm sure in most of the cases, they are impressed. And that's how we onboard a business together, and then we continue supporting them for time to come.
Hmm. Uh, I think you would agree that every entrepreneur's life is full of challenges. So tell us what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced during your entrepreneurial journey?
One of the entrepreneur journey, quite a lot of challenges. One is from the product life cycle itself, because the markets evolve very fast, the competitions evolve very fast, and you need to evolve much faster than them to ensure that you are at the top of your game all the time. So that was always a challenge, because there are certain, and because we were in multiple markets, what used to happen is certain markets are not evolved to that extent, certain markets evolve much faster. So we needed to keep our product to suit all markets, because we had customers in every region. So one of our biggest challenge was, how do you make your application which is scalable, flexible towards the needs of the user, rather than creating a fixed solution. So that was one of our biggest challenges, where we did a lot of brainstorming, a lot of working around that, to ensure that how do we parameterize or customize our solution to make it easily flexible, that how a user can suit it to his need. Because you can have an SMB, you can have a small business SMB, or possibly a large business, and again that could be across multiple zones, where the automation levels could totally different. If I go into the US, then possibly the automations are higher. Middle East was a different criteria. India probably about 10 years ago was a different model, but now India is more further than everybody, so in automation. So it things have changed, and we had to adapt to all those scenarios, because we were having customers everywhere. So you can't say that one customer, one solution fits all. That doesn't work. So how do you make it open? So that was one of our biggest challenges. One. Second was people. IT and people are synonymous, and they have genuine problems. So having great people, and incidentally, as a group, we're glad to say that we have employees who are more than 15, 20 years with us, and we incidentally could retain a lot of manpower, which helped our organization flourish. So without manpower, this couldn't have been done. So that was another area. We always kept focusing on the manpower, and kept focusing on how the market evolves. Uh, we partnered with Gartner, who were our consulting partners, who guided us on what the market needs are, where the markets are going to. So we got a lot of inputs from them, and a lot of value addition. A lot of analysts in Gartner do guide. So there's quite a bit of journey that we've gone through. We've had our highs and lows. Yes, COVID had a terrible time, because we were just trying to monetize, and we fell back by a year. So we had a difficult year, but we stood strong. The team stood strong and ensured that we grew. And instantly today we are close to about 175 people organization, in just about, since the COVID, in 3 years now. So we've been growing very fast, and building the model much faster.
Uh, Tell us what so far you had a reasonable entrepreneurial journey. Tell us what you have learned about entrepreneurship. How would you define entrepreneurship to a child, or probably a young person who doesn't know what does entrepreneurship look like? What is the meaning of entrepreneurship for you?
Entrepreneurship to me is something I would look at as simply first, uh, believe in something, and ensure that you have a very clear heart to effectively work on that. You should not have multiple doubts on what you want to do. And the third thing is, be committed to your journey. There will be ups and downs all the time. And fourth is, have empathy, because there are people around you who could have situations and problems, and we should, the four pillars would possibly make things much easier, because I personally feel these four things are very, very important in every journey. That if you can understand the people around you, I'm sure the journey is much more easier. If you're the commitment to achieve it, yes. If you have a clear heart and soul that, yes, I want to do it without any doubts. And as I said, my vision is my first point. So these are the four things that I will always tell anybody that should follow to ensure that success will prevail at some point in time. for sure.
My last question. Tell us what are the different or rather what is the most interesting lessons that you have learned during your entrepreneurial journey, which we can apply to our ventures as well.
Uh, from the IT part, IT world, I would say, yeah, there are a lot of variables that you have in the IT industry, uh, unknown problems. So one thing is continuously keep learning. Basically, I'll tell you one of the problems that I faced. Security was one of the biggest challenges because fine, we were possibly looking at an in-prem solution which we were selling for years, and once we moved on to the cloud, and the internet became a thing after the COVID, where everybody wanted their solutions to be connected online. Nobody wanted their solutions in their office, and everybody went on to uh, possibly outsourcing infrastructure with big
Mm.
infrastructure companies. Security became a very big challenge. Incidentally, like we used to hear a lot of customers at the starting where customers have hosted solutions on their platforms online, and they have some kind of an attack. And believe me, and that was a learn. So slowly we journeyed into security and possibly learned what could cause this and how do we prevent this. We got the best of the people to possibly get on board, and once that happened, it really made our journey. So security was one of the biggest problems that we faced because we were transiting ourselves when we went to an online cloud model. So one. Second is moving from an perpetual license to a SaaS license. So perpetual license was a one-time pay,
Mm-hmm.
and a SaaS license you pay every year. But however, when you go look at a long term, SaaS works out more cheaper because the infrastructure is on the vendor. The licenses are much cheaper and easier to access to. And possibly when you look at maintenance, normally there is no maintenance on your SaaS, but on a perpetual, there is a maintenance fee and there's a lot of cost, unknown cost.
Mm.
So educating this was a big challenge because that was a part of our business model, because we had a lot of internal clients whom we could upgrade or sell, but for moving them from perpetual to SaaS was a challenge. But yes, we created a lot of models. We created a lot of stories around it and possibly presented to them to tell them that this is exactly how we'll benefit your organization over a 5-year period, 7-year period, and a long term. So yes, there's quite a bit of journey. Yes, you have your challenges and they come every day. And
Mm.
we believe that we would always want to be in a startup mode because problems make things work faster.
Yeah.
So there are challenges, and that keeps you always ready to get into and start working. So yeah, we believe that I would always want to be in a startup mode. Like I would love that another 2-3 years, yes, though we grow, still be in a startup, keep doing something new every day to ensure that we remain in the startup mode. And that's one big focus that I would look at.
Yeah, that's so true. Problems keep, problems make things move faster. That's so true.
Exactly. Yeah.
On this note, I think we are up with the time. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Nisith, and it was a pleasure to have you on our platform. And our best wishes for Centra Hub CRM.
Thank you so much. And I hope your young generations who watch this can get some real value out of this. Thank you so much for the time.